What we got if we don't got? What we got if we don't got?
What's up, C-Squad family?
It's your girl, Crystal.
And it's your boy, Clarence, and we are
back with another video. So, today we are going to be talking about disagreements. In a relationship, in a marriage, how do you deal with disagreements? Now, believe it or not, guys, not every day I wake up and I just adore this man. And I'm sure he feels the same exact way about me because, you know, we women, we can be a bit extra. And, of course, he will never admit that he's extra too, y'all. So don't let him fool you. But anyway, so today we just wanted to do a story time, and we wanted to talk about disagreements. Things that we have implemented in our relationship, in our marriage, we've been married for 2 years, so things that we've learned along the way to practice in our relationship. And actually we just got in an argument yesterday, so I guess this is the perfect time to talk about disagreements
and how to get through them.
Yeah. So number one of the things that I want to shed light on is if you know that you are about to say something that you don't mean or that you're going to regret later, our advice would be to walk away. And not just walk away, but stop the conversation there and come back at a different time when you both know that you're ready to talk and discuss the situation. And there's no right or wrong way to do this, but we feel like instead of saying hurtful things to each other or things that we don't mean, walking away and talking about it at a later time is honestly going to be one of the best things that you can do to spare your feelings from all the guilt from saying all the wrong things, and then also to spare the feelings of the person that you're talking to. You don't want them to be hurt because in reality you love them, you care about them, but you know, sometimes we just don't agree.
True. So secondly, we would say pray. During this time where you separate, don't just go away and, you know, fuss about the person in your head, or even go to God and complain about your spouse or your partner or your friend, or, you know, whoever it is that, you know what I'm saying, you're in a disagreement with. Like, don't go to God and be like, I need you to get that woman because, you know what I'm saying, you created her and you created her attitude and she wrong and I'm right, because it just don't benefit anything. But take that time to pray. Ask God to humble you first, because at the end of the day, a disagreement is just two people trying to get their point across because they believe that they're right, regardless of whatever the topic is. And so, you know, take this time to go into time of prayer and, you know, just ask God to give you peace, to give you humility, to give you understanding of what it is that they are trying, your spouse or your person you're in a relationship with is trying to communicate, because at the end of the day, a lot of disagreements are very petty and not even worth the disagreement.
Yeah.
But it's because she wants to be right, I want to be right, and we all have pride in us. So, you know, it's just something that's gonna happen. And so take that time to pray. That would definitely be our second tool that we would ask y'all or give to y'all to use is prayer. You know, just take some time, separate, pray, come back together. Make sure you come back together. Don't just separate and leave it at that, because then there's that anxiety or there's that bitterness that can form concerning the situation because you never came back and actually discussed it like adults. So, yeah.
And the third thing I want to hit on is giving each other grace, because a lot of the time, most of the time, we are putting our expectations on our spouse to meet a certain standard in our heads or in our minds that we feel like that they should live up to. And whether those ideas are right or whether they're wrong, we still have to be responsible enough to know and mature enough to know that we need to give each other grace, because they're not going to get everything right. He's just
unless you're me. Unless you're me.
And wrong. He's not going to get everything right. And we both know that grace is important, because we can't please each other, and we're not going to get every single thing right. It's just not going to happen. I'm going to fail him in some areas, and he's going to fail me in other areas. But if we are mature enough in our relationship to know that, you know what, maybe they're having a bad day today, or maybe the situation is just not as big as I'm making it. And a lot of times we do tend to exaggerate on just something so small can become so big so quickly if we don't reel in our emotions. And we can't be led out of our emotions when we're dealing with our spouses. Yes, we love them, and out of our natural love for them, we want things to happen. We want to see the best. But if we're constantly driven by our emotions in our relationship, then we're going to be disappointed, and in the end, it's just not going to work out. So one of the things that I would say, one of the biggest things, is give each other grace, be patient with each other. Neither one of us are perfect. Neither one of us get it right 100% of the time. But if we have that understanding, then we can know that it's easier for us to kind of be lenient on our spouse when we know that we're not perfect ourselves.
Mm-hmm. And then I would also add to that, like, you have to communicate your expectations. I think a lot of times we go into relationships and we expect the person to know what it is that we want them to do without ever communicating it, like they're mind readers, or like, I'm sorry, my wife is great, but she has great discernment, but she can't discern what I want her to do all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just does not work like that. She's not a mind reader. She's not a fortune teller. She's not the lady calling on the phone, trying to get your future. It just does not work like that. So learning to communicate your expectations, even in disagreements, after you're done talking about the disagreement, go into, well, this is what I expected. You know what I'm saying? These were my expectations. And sometimes your expectations, like she said, aren't realistic. They're just not. You're expecting your spouse or your friend to meet an expectation that somebody else met in your life when you were in a different area of your life, when they're not the same person. You know what I'm saying? So if your expectations are not, valid expectations, then let it go. Because if you hold those expectations, then they will always be, you will always be disappointed, because they're just never going to meet them, because they're not that person. And so learn how to communicate your expectations.
Yeah, and one of the last things that I want to hit on is forgiveness. Y'all, we got to learn how to forgive and let some stuff go. I mean, there is so many people walking around mad at things that have happened from their past, and then they carry it into their present, and then they don't know how to allow other people to love them or allow other people to be in their space because they've been hurt so much. And whether the hurt is valid or whether it's just something that you choose to hold on to, we got to learn how to let stuff go and forgive, because one of the easiest things in a relationship for stuff to start building up is for those silent things that you become angry about, and they just start building up on top of each other, and then one moment you wake up and you realize, like, man, like, I've spent all this time holding all this junk inside of me and never communicating it to my spouse, and then when things blow up, we're ready for a divorce, or we're ready to run away or leave because we didn't learn forgiveness. So forgiveness is so important in a relationship, in a marriage, and these are the things that you want to start implementing now, even before you're married, even before you're in a relationship. If you can't forgive other people around you, if you can't walk this thing out, then you're not going to do it in a marriage. It doesn't mean like, oh, when I'm finally with the person that I love, then life will be so much easier. No, that's a lie. If you don't practice these things now, then they're going to show up later, and you're going to see the effects of them because they will come out, and it'll be ugly. And so we can just really attest to those things, and we just wanted to let you guys know that all of the things on our channel, they're real, and it's not going to be anything fake or superficial. Yes, we have disagreements, and I know a lot of people out here, relationship goals, couple goals, but we're going to give you the real goals so that you'll have something to really look forward to in life and not be disappointed because you followed us on YouTube and thought that your relationship was going to be perfect. So we'll be posting more videos, and if you want to see more from us, make sure you subscribe to our channel down below, and also turn on your notifications so you can be up to date when we post a new video. We'll be posting videos every week, so you'll have something to look forward to. And we are out. Thanks for watching. Peace.